Hiya everyone, Val from Anfield here, and this is Val's Guide to Liverpool for BBC Radio Merseyside. Now with Eurovision just days away and thousands of people descending onto our lovely city, there's going to be loads to see and do, and we're going to have to keep our energy up when taking part, aren't we? Now, I love me food, me. Big fan of Nigella Lawson. Do you know, I was on an episode of hers back in the noughties. I auditioned to be one of her mates at a dinner party, because she does that, you know. She doesn't know anyone round that dinner table. I filmed this big scene and they had to cut it. I had an allergic reaction to the truffle risotto. Too posh for me, all that. Me face blew up like a bagpipe. Give me a bacon and egg butty any day of the week. Anyway, I'm digressing. So Liverpool is known for its culinary diversity. Loads of different types of restaurants here in the city, most of which are situated on Bold Street, which is just behind me.
Bold Street was originally laid out as a rope walk, a long thin area of land used in the manufacture of rope. They used to measure the rope from the top of Bold Street to the bottom because it was the standard length needed for sailing ships. Interesting that, isn't it? The area is now known locally as Rope Walks, and it's got some of the loveliest restaurants and eateries around, from Turkish to Greek. There's fish and chips if you fancy it. Oh, we are a bit of Mexican, lovely prawn dish in that one. There's normally a nice little fella with a guitar outside there as well. Oh, the leaf, their moussacha's wonderful. They won't part with the recipe though, I've asked loads of times. Bakshish, Lebanese and Moroccan kitchen. Oh, we are for some of you more adventurous ones. Coyote ugly, get up on the bar and have a dance. Don't do that in the other places, you'll get kicked out. Oh, Maggie Mace, their world famous bowl of homemade scouse with some crusty bread. You can't go wrong. Oh yeah, if you just fancy a pasty, you can still pop into Greg's. We all know a Greg's, don't we?
Now, if you're artsy like me and you like your theatre, then just down the road from the Liverpool Philharmonic Hall and across the road from the Everyman Theatre is the Liverpool Arts Bar. Great space this. It's a real hub for the creative community here on Merseyside. It's where you'll find loads of the creatives hanging out, day and night, drinking coffees and cocktails. They've even got some Eurovision-inspired ones on the menu. And they've let me name this one. I'm gonna call it the Eurovision. Clever that, ain't it? Should've gone into marketing. Let's give it a taste. oh, that's lovely, that kit. What have you put in there? Lovely, strong, but nice. Keep them coming. Cheers.
Now, although there's many great places to eat and drink in Liverpool, maybe you want to have a go at making some authentic Scouse cuisine of your own. And the most traditional one is probably something you've already heard of. Scouse, a stew typically made with meat, either beef or lamb, with carrots, potatoes and onions. Now the term comes from the word lobscouse, a stew eaten by the sailors on the ships across Eastern Europe. Of course, we've got the docks here, haven't we? So it wasn't long before it made its way onto land, and it's why we're called Scousers. You didn't know that, did you? Now I'm going to show you how my mum used to make it. The recipe's more or less the same across the board, but everyone puts their own little variations of it. You can make it vegan and vegetarian as well if you want. But I'll show you how I do it, and then you can have a little go. Okay, shall we get started? So for a traditional pan of scouse, you will need potatoes, carrots, onions, stewing steak, minced beef. Oh, and don't forget your beef stock. First things first, fill up a pan with water. There we go. You want to wash your veg. Don't know where it's been to, yeah. Peel the onions, bit of carrots. This is for the stock, this bit. Don't use all of your carrots and onions. Take some of the stock out. Bit of onion, bit of carrots. Blend it. How does this work? Here we are. Get it blended. Blend it to a nice pulp. Also keep an eye on your pots, because as you can see, I wasn't and it bubbles over. Got a bit excited. It's not my kitchen, I'm not used to this. Throw that in there with the stock. Right, chop your carrots. Now this footage hasn't been sped up, I do actually work this fast. It's how we used to do it in the 80s. Oh, onions. Me and onions I've never got on, you know. You'd think these glasses would shield me, but they don't. Right, throw them in. Nice. Just keep adding a little stir. And now it's potato time. Peel and chop your potatoes. Just decide how thick you want them. It's up to you. Everyone's different, aren't they? I like them medium sized myself. Okay, we're going to brown off the mince now.
I want to make sure it's done. I don't really like throwing mint straight into a stew when it's not cooked. I think you can do that, but I don't like to, so I just brown it a little bit. And add the butter as well, a bit of extra taste. Cholesterol. Right, I'm going to brown the mince off now. Brown it off, brown the meat off. I just like to do this because I don't get scared in case it's not cooked properly, so I like to brown it off a little bit so it don't get sick. Okay, throw it in. If you're doing a veggie one, by the way, you can just throw your veggie in straight in, you'll be sound. Taste test. You need salt and pepper, as it's. Give it a mix and leave it there to stew. That's why they call it stew, because it's stewing. But you just got onto that. Like, give that about an hour and a half for all the flavours to come up. Just simmer it. It's nice.
So there you have it, an authentic bowl of scouse. Now some people put brown sauce on top or add a little bit of beetroot. You can do what you like. You've always got to serve it with some nice bread of your choice on the side. I like a nice bit of crusty white bread made with some butter on. Oh, lovely. Let's have a little dip. Oh, you can't go wrong. Now let's get in. Talking with my mouth full. My mother wouldn't be happy about that. Oh, that is lovely. Just tastes of home, that does. So go on, give it a go yourself and let me know your variations and all. Oh, set me up for the day, this. Dave, do you want a bowl?